Hello and welcome to the #1 futures Discord in the world, presented by Tostitos, the chip company. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. How are we, everybody? How are we? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good freaking morning. All right, let's go live on TikTok too at the same time. Good morning, everybody. How are you? We got close to 500. We have 450, man. Some people are just lazy, man. So, you know, I gotta pick up the slack for the laziness. I got something right here. What is that? What is this? Can't have that on the stream, bro. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we? Welcome in. Why do I have this weird ass background? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. No. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to go live on TikTok. Let's get it. Let's go. What's up, guys? How are you? There we go. There we go. Who won the banana caption? The guy that made the the caption that is up there currently. Where's like the title of this thing, bro? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're gonna get started in a little bit here, guys. We're gonna get started in a little bit. I'm just trying to change the thing on TikTok. Dude, TikTok is so doo-doo caca lately. All right, whatever. All right, man. Happy Saturday, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a minute since we ran a YouTube stream. It's also been a minute since we did a TikTok stream. So thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday to everybody. So today, honestly, I just want to go through, we're going to go through like, you know, just some stuff, man, some trading stuff, some, you know, psychological stuff. Talk about our Q&A. Get a little Q&A going. And yeah, man, just chop it up with everybody. Hope you guys are all having a great Saturday morning. We'll go through some chart stuff. We got some giveaways to do today as well. I got a bunch of Lucid accounts to give away. I'll give away a couple on the YouTube, and then I'm going to give away a bunch, 10 more on Twitter later today. So we got a lot of fun stuff planned. So if you are in the TikTok stream and you want to come over to the YouTube, we're going to be looking at charts right now. I can't do it on TikTok because they just have the worst rules ever. So we're going to do it over here, man. How we doing, guys? Thank you guys so much for being here. So my chart is bigger. Let me see. Is that going to make it bigger? Doesn't really do too much, man. Doesn't do too much. We will be floating around on NQ for a little bit, but good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm not in the new house yet, man. We don't move in until like January, second week of January. All right, guys, let's go through it, man. Let's go through some stuff. Man. As you guys can see, if you see all this stuff on the chart that says A+, A+, that is the PJ Trades indicator, which is absolutely just crushing it lately. If you don't have this indicator, I highly recommend it. It's honestly really, really good. People are making a lot of money from it. As you can see here, A+ setup forms at this swing high. It prints a signal at the inversion gap, running stops above the swing, and then TPs we're all the way down into here for a 77-point winner. And then you can see the same thing over here, A set up off of the BPR gap for a beautiful 50, 60-point winner, depending on where you got out. This indicator is really good when used in confluence with how we trade. You know, if you're just going to use it blind, I think, you know, it'll make money, but it's better when you know why you're doing it, because it's just going to give you like basically in the right hands, it's going to be an absolute weapon. So yeah, these are the settings that I run on the indicator currently, and I've found some crazy stats with this thing so far. Like, for example, let's say that you're looking for just taking session highs and lows. Okay, you're just taking session highs and lows. That's all you want to trade off of. If you just trade off session highs and lows, and then you're only looking for bullish setups, for example, watch how like crazy some of the stats look. Let's see if we get some prints. Okay, no prints here. Oh, here's a bullish setup that printed a winner chicken dinner. Here's another winner chicken dinner down here. Yeah, I mean, you could really play around with this thing, and it does so much, man. Like, there's so much in this indicator. I don't want to go too much into it. You know, but if you guys have more questions about it, we can definitely talk about it. But yeah, there's so much stuff here. Higher time frame, fair value gaps, 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. You could switch up any gaps that you want drawn on the chart. For example, if you want 15, 1 hour, 4 hour gaps on your chart, you could have that there too. And then it will basically just look like this. You'll have higher time frame gaps drawn out, so you basically have guidance in your trading, and you know, hey, there's a 15-minute gap right above me, then we're stuck in between a 15-minute gap here. So how we coded this thing basically is these gaps will stay here if they're valid gaps still. Okay, so like, for example, this 15-minute gap is still valid, and this 15-minute gap is still valid because it's still holding. Once it becomes invalidated, it will not draw on the screen anymore. And you could do that all the way up to the whatever time frame you want, really. Now, this question gets asked all the time. Session highs and lows. You know? Session highs and lows. Well, we got that covered for you too, man. You want to draw out your session highs and lows? The indicator will do that for you. It'll auto plot those zones. And you can pick how many different session highs and lows, how many sessions you want back. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could mess with that there too as well. Guys, if you're on the TikTok, man, come on over to the YouTube. I'm just demonstrating our new inverted fair value gap indicator right now. Yeah, so come over to YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now, so you can actually see what's going on here, because otherwise you're just looking at my face. I can't do anything about that on TikTok, unfortunately. But yeah. Can you talk about the 945 trade? The 945 trade. I'm not sure what trade that is. The 945 trade. Oh, this one right here. This inverse trade. Yeah, there is a bunch of settings on this indicator, guys. Like, literally session time zones, high and low labels, key levels, daily open, previous day high low, weekly open. Like, all this can be added to your chart. Midnight open, 8:30 opening price. Macro session times, which is honestly, you know, very, very important if you don't know when you're in a macro. We've added that in here too. New day opening gap, new week opening gap. SMT divergence with ES, we've added that in. There's just so much in here, man. It's like a 10-1 indicator. It's why it's literally the number one selling indicator on TradingView right now. Number one paid. So here's a trade setup. I'm going to go through what we did on Friday. I took a loss on Friday. Still a green week. I'm on my 29th week of green so far, which is absolutely insane. 29 weeks of green trading is out of control. It's a new record for me. I want to show you why I took this trade on Friday and why I would take it 10 out of 10 times, man. I'm going to show you right now on why we did it. And, you know, we'll break it down. So on Friday, you can see here, we had an accumulation phase inside of this range, a manipulation phase to the downside, a V-shaped recovery, which I believe was delivering out of a 15-minute first presented. It was down into here. Okay. So this looks really, really good, right? Like really good structure, really good reversal. We're going and delivering out of this gap. We get a beautiful inversion gap, okay? And we get an extremely strong breakout. Now, I didn't get involved in any of this, and it's a little bit of annoying, and I'll explain why. I don't trade, obviously, pre-market. All this happened, 8:45, 9, 9:15, 9:30 here. I wait the first 15 minutes of the first candle to close. So this all happens within that first 15 minutes. And then my hands are tied because we have a 10 a.m. news release coming out right here. So I can't do anything, right? Now, here's what we're end up looking for on the session. This is exactly what I've taken this trade so many times, and I'm not even mad about this. So market comes up, makes a very, very strong reversal to the upside, and we still have New York PM high, New York AM high, and the 1 hour gap fill high, okay, on my chart. So it's very, very attractive to me here to look for a continuation long setup, okay? So what happens is the market puts in the 15-minute fair value gap right here, okay? So it's a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. And now I am waiting to see how price is going to react in said 15-minute gap here, okay? So market comes back down in, okay? And it tests it right here. Now, very, very, very good reaction inside the zone. And I'm going to take this trade on a 30-second time frame. I'm showing you exactly what the trade looked like. So we get a nice reaction out of this zone here. V-shaped recovery, like everything we're looking for. 30-second inversion gap right here. Delivering out of that 15-minute gap. Like this is A+ for me, honestly. We take entry right around here. And we run the stop right below the swing. So that's the trade idea. And now the reason I love this trade is I have smooth highs here. I've got equal highs. Excuse me. I have external highs here. And then I still have all that juicy stuff resting up here still. So we take this trade, we execute it, we run a tight stop on it, and it doesn't work out at all. Just does not work out. And I would take that same trade 10 out of 10 times because I've made a ton of money on that same trade. And I would never fade it because it works very often. This is a classic continuation model, and this is the day that it just doesn't work. So we take that on the chin, and it does not work. Does anybody have questions about why we executed this trade and why it didn't work, really? The hard part here is why it didn't work. I still couldn't really figure out why it didn't work. You know, it's not like I missed anything on this trade. You know, it's just the market just failed after taking those swing highs and left new highs. It's kind of a tricky one. The market this week has been pretty tricky. So yeah, I mean, there was a slight 5-minute SMT, but really, man, like I'm not really going to take into consideration a 5-minute SMT after we get a nasty reversal leg like this. And this is the day that the 5-minute SMT works, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the trade. I would take it 10 out of 10 times. Change my title? What is the title, dude? I can't even figure out how to change the title. Yeah, the indicator on crypto is really, really good. Yeah, you can't always win, man. One thing in trading is you got to become a really good loser. And if you don't become a good loser, man, you're never going to become a good trader. Because a good loser realizes that, hey, my system is going to lose. And I need to be able to have proper risk management, proper mental clarity. Okay. And execute my model no matter what when I see it. And that's what we did here. And it just loses. We can go back to another trade review that we did. We took 84-point winner on the 4th. We'll go back and take a look at that one because that was right here. That was such a clean trade. Let's take a look at that one. We took this right here at right around 1045. Right here. Very, very clean trade. This was one of my favorite trades of December so far. Right into here. So we'll go over why we took this trade. This was a really, really, really solid trade. Okay. So this trade was another really, like, if you're looking at structure here, guys, and your eyes aren't immediately drawn to this, it's the same thing of what we just took, but reversed. Okay. So here it is. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay. That's exactly what this trade is here. Guys, if you're on TikTok, please come over to YouTube, man. I'm live on YouTube. TikTok, I cannot go live on TikTok charts, man. They ban me. I cannot do it. They don't want the sauce on TikTok. So come over to YouTube if you're on TikTok. You mentioned you only get interested after a liquidity sweep. How would you trade continuation models then? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, man. This is exactly what a continuation model looks like. Okay? After a liquidity sweep happens, okay? So understand this, right? Market comes up and sweeps London high, right? That's going to be your first manipulation, which it is, okay? So you accumulate, you manipulate London high, and you distribute. Now, this is a large move here, right? This is a large move, and a lot of rookie traders are trying to chase the market here. This is when our professionalism and our patience comes in. Because what do we know when a move is so aggressive to the downside like this? There's likely going to be an opportunity for us to get involved in the trade, right? So here's what happens. Market puts in a 15-minute inversion for value gap or 5-minute inversion for value gap right there. Okay. So here's your inversion gap right here on the 15. Okay. There's also an overlapping 5-minute inversion right here. Okay. Now, we are patient enough to wait for the market to come back up into this zone. Okay, so whoever asked me about how do you trade continuations, here you go. I'm giving you the answer right now. Okay. So, market liquidity sweeps London high, V-shape recovers, sells off, pulls back in to the inversion gap. Now, here's the magic right here, guys. Here's the magic. You have to understand this point. Chat, if you're paying attention right now, what are we looking for right here? What are we drawn to right here? What's the first thing you should be marking out right now for our model? No, not LR. We're looking for an inverse, right? We're looking for a new gap formed on the leg, right? Fair value gap. Yes. We're looking for a fair value gap. Here it is right here. Okay. As you're trading this, chat, as this is happening in real time, you need to mark this out. You need to mark out this fair value gap. Chat, for the 10th time on TikTok, I am live on YouTube. If you want to see the chart, you have to come over to YouTube. Links in my bio. As this is happening in real time, you are marking out this 5-minute FVG. If you're not marking it out, you're not understanding the model whatsoever, right? We are now going to wait for this 5-minute gap to go inverse to the downside. That confirms the continuation model. Boom. Flip. Right? Touch of the 5-minute inversion. Sweep of liquidity up into here. Doji candle. Great sign for the bears. 5-minute inverse. Mark it out in real time. Entries. Stops. Targets. We got a better entry than this, though. Hold on. My entry was right here. Okay? Boom. That's the trade setup right there. Okay? When you put it all together, that's what it looks like. 5-minute goes inverse. 1 minute has strength. We take the entry on the 1-minute closure right here. Okay? And then we are just literally taking this down to the external low. Boom. All out here. Now, guys, this is important. Your greed cannot overtake your body here. I don't care who you are. 84 points on a mini is a ton of money. Okay? A ton of money. We are out of this trade here at 84 points. And I'm going to show you why we're out of this trade here at 84 points. What do we want to do now, chat? What, as a price action trader, where do I need to look on this chart to find out why I'm exiting here? Left. Left. To the left. Okay? We need to go to the left like an FBI agent and figure out what's sitting to the left. What is sitting to the left, chat? What do we have down here to the left? Let's see if we can find it. I don't see anything on the 1 hour. I don't see anything on the 30-minute. I don't see anything on the 15-minute. No, nothing there. Maybe the 5-minute? Maybe the 5-minute? No. Oh. There is something there. Draw it out. Look at this. Look what we got going on here, chat. Look what we got going on here. What is this 5-minute gap? What is this gap? This is the first 5-minute presented gap on that leg higher. I talk about it on the YouTube channel, and I'm telling you right now, it is an absolute cheat code to understand where they're at. But you got to do some digging. You got to do some digging. There is a 5-minute first presented FVG. Look at the respect. 1, 2, 3, 4 times respected of this 5-minute gap. Now, draw it back in time. Draw it out. What happens here? Why am I fully out of the trade here, chat? And watch how this exit looks. That's a perfect exit. It's a perfect exit. This is a trade that we took live in the Discord this week on the 4th. And the exit was here at the 5-minute first presented because it showed respect 4 times. And I wasn't going to play around with it again. Okay? That's why we exited this trade. That's something that, as a new trader, you need to start picking up on. The left is going to have historic data that you need to bring into your trading business. You need to understand why that's happening still. Okay? So, in this zone, you tap into that old 5-minute first presented, and we're out of here like, you know, Jackrabbit on a date, baby. We take our money, we leave. Let's go, man. TikTok, we're live on YouTube, man. We're live on YouTube. TikTok, we're live on YouTube right now, man. You're missing out on a lot of free stuff on YouTube. Get over to the YouTube because we're going to be giving away some Lucid accounts. If you're on TikTok, get over to the YouTube. We're giving away some free sauce. We're breaking down trades, and we're going to be giving away some Lucid accounts. So that was a banger. And somebody asked me, well, how do you trade a continuation model if there's no liquidity sweep? This is how you trade it, bro. Here's your liquidity sweep. Here's your breakout leg. Here's your pullback. Here's your inverse. Here's your next DOL. We're out. It's a very, very, very tactical level of trading. And it's my favorite style, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's art. But PJ, ES is the one that retests the 50-minute inverted fair gap and fair gap. Why didn't you take it on ES? I'm almost 99.9% positive that on this session, NQ was the leading indice, the weaker leading indice. That's the reason why I would take it on NQ. 95% of my trades are taken on NQ regardless, but most of the time, well, all the time, we're looking at ES and NQ to see which one's weaker, which one's stronger. And I'm like 99.9% sure NQ was the weaker one on the session. And this had a clean ass setup, man. Very clean. 5-minute inverse, retouch to 5-minute, doji candle, go. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys about an ES trade that we took end of November. That was honestly an insane trade. This was a beautiful trade. And you guys want to talk about continuation models. Here it is right here. Here it is right here, man. If you notice something by now, guys, if you've noticed something by now, what do all these trade setups look like? What is the similarity of this right here? What's happening here? Power of 3. Right? AMD power of 3, however you want to say it. If you could just be patient enough to wait for a manipulation and then the market to show its hand, you will make money. Okay? Now, the average rookie trader, right, is getting stuck in this, right? They're shorting into this and then they're getting snapped and they're losing their accounts. Okay? Here's what you guys need to understand. Look where I entered this trade. Look where I entered this trade. People think that they need to catch bottoms and tops and whatnot. No, dude, you just have to have an idea on where the next draw on liquidity is. Okay. So for this example, we have a clean draw on liquidity up into here. And in this example, this was a 1-hour gap fill. Watch, hold on. I'm going to show you this because you guys probably don't even use this. But 1-hour gaps, chat. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What can we use this for? What can we use this gap for, chat? DOL, right? DOL. I can use this 1-hour gap as a draw on liquidity. Why? Why? Well, because the market loves to fill imbalances. This is a massive 1-hour imbalance here, okay? My idea on this trade is a 1-hour gap fill. Look at this entry. Look at the exit. Look where I exit on this trade. This is a full 1-hour gap fill. Once the market, let me just break something down to you, man. Higher level stuff, dude. This is really, really valuable information here. Really valuable. Let me, what do you guys see right here? I want you guys to answer these questions for me. I know the answer to them. I want you to see this. What's going on right here? Where did this market close inside that gap? Above CE, right? What if the market closes below CE in this situation? In this situation, what if the market closed below CE? Right. Right. If the market closes below consequent encroachment here, and you start getting wicked candles like this, chat, If this is what you're getting, what candle close, you're going to then look for this, right? Probably down into this. But the market doesn't do that, man. Here's the clue. What does it do? It's closing above consequent encroachment on this 1 hour gap. Not a good sign for bears, right? Not a good sign. Here it comes. Manipulate, accumulate, manipulate. London low gets manipulated. Distribution to the upside. And you're in there like swimwear. Now, that's the higher time frame. Like, that's the higher time frame. Like, you need to understand that part. But here's the actual entry model. I want to know who can spot this one. I want to know who can spot this one. If you were in my premium, you already know the answer. But I want to know what is the reason for this take right here? What's the reason for this take? Rick is correct. Inverse. Watch this. Watch this. Hold up. Let's bring it back. Okay. Let's bring it back. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? If you are sitting in this session at 9:45 in the morning, okay, the golden ticket to this morning's session is going to be this gap right here. Okay. It's going to be this gap right here. You could look at this gap at 9:45 in the morning now, after the manipulation leg of the London low, and you could say to yourself, if we flip this gap and go inverse to the upside, I'm looking for higher. How simple is that? How simple is this? If this is inverses to the upside, I'm looking for higher. If this holds, I'm looking for lower. You see how simple that is? It's not complicated. I had somebody cancel their Discord membership because they told me my strategy was not complicated enough. Guys, it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's easy. Don't overcomplicate this stuff, man. You want to make real money in this job? Keep it simple, bro. The more that you complicate it, the more your mind plays tricks on you, the more that you're playing tricks on yourself, the more that there's really not a trade setup there because you're overcomplicated with daily biases and the daily bias needs to do this and then it needs to do that and then I'm stuck on my daily bias and I can't figure out where's the market going. Guys, shut up, please. It's that easy. It's that easy. If you're sitting in the morning session here at Tuesday, November 25th, when we took this trade, this 5-minute fair value gap is the golden ticket to the entire session. Here's what happens, right? We're not in a trade. We're not in a trade. We're in a trade now. Oh my goodness, we're in a trade now. We just got a 5-minute inverse to the upside. I'm in a trade. Boom. TP on trade number 1. Okay, that was great. Let's take another trade here. Boom. Oh no, we got scales off and then got broke even. Then I enter the trade again on this because I still like higher. And then we're in there and we take the full leg up. I didn't flip my bias. There's no reason. Right? And then we get a full delivery all the way up to my 1 hour gap fill. All because we were able to wait for this 5 minute to go inverse right here. If this is not opening up your eyes to the bigger picture here or the idea of what I'm teaching, I don't know what will, man. You do not need to be trading inside of this area. You just need to wait for this market to go inverse, right? Have a draw on liquidity higher still, and then look for your trade continuation. Most rookie traders are trying to trade some kind of reversal here or something and something here. You don't need to do that, man. Just wait for it to go inverse. Take your long position, target your next draw on liquidity, man. That's literally how I trade. It's not that complicated. In this 1 hour session here on YouTube, I've given you a model that literally can make you millions of dollars. It's really not that complicated. So that's the trade that we took on the 25th. I'm now going to bring you guys a trade we took on the 21st. This was a very fun day. If you're in the premium, this is the Fonzie day. You guys all remember this day. This was a lot of fun, man. One of my members said he was fading me or something. And we just have so much fun with this when we do this. We have a lot of fun in our group, man. If you're not having fun while you're trading, what are you doing? Let me find the Fonzie model here, the 521 Fonzie model. Where is the 521 Fonzie model? Here it is right here. The 521 Fonzie model presented by Tostitos, the chip company. Okay. We took this trade at 9:45. Here it is right here. Here's the Fonzie model. So Fonzie overall was looking for the short here. And it turns out Fonzie was right. But here's where this is the part where I want to teach where the incorrection was first. Of why you would not look to go short just yet. And why we took this long for 100 points. Okay. Here's what Fonzie was trying to do. And this is just a learning lesson. We're not shouting out Fonzie. Fonzie's famous now for this entire thing. But here's what Fonzie was trying to do. Fonzie was looking for a short after sweeping liquidity here. Okay. And he's not wrong in that sense. But here's what he missed prior. Okay. There's a 15-minute fair value gap resting here. It's a bullish gap. So anything on the short side of the curve here is going to be high resistance in the zone. Okay. And what happens here is the market has yet to sweep relative equal highs, right? There hasn't been a manipulation yet. Oh my God, man. Listen. Dude, if you guys are not listening to this part of the today's video, go back and listen to it. There has not been a manipulation yet. Watch how tactical this is. In my experience of 10 years of trading, whenever I see relative equal highs, okay, in a consolidation zone like this, wedged between a 15-minute said gap, okay, and they're sitting there so free, my eyes are lighting up like Christmas morning. Okay? Right? Here's why. Okay. Watch this. Market's now going to manipulate into this 15-minute fair value gap. Ready? Boom. Manipulation. Nasty manipulation. Everyone's front running a short here, right? Everyone's front running short. All the rookie traders are front running shorts right here. They're front running shorts right here. Okay? Watch what the market does to those people. V-shape. Out of there. Okay? Everyone just got stopped in the zone. Where does this market want to draw to first if it really wants to make a manipulated move lower? Where does the market want to draw to first if it really wants to manipulate lower? Relative equal highs. All resting right here. Right? So here's what we do. Here's what we do. This is just tactical day trading. We take a long. Okay? Market well, hold on. Let me break this down. Let me give you all the sauce. Remember, we're delivering out of a 15-minute gap. Inversion happens right here with strength. Okay? V-shape recover. Inversion. Retest. Oh my goodness days. I've got so much to draw into. I've got so many little... What are these called, chat? Relative equal highs, also known as engineered liquidity, right? Engineered liquidity. What is it? It's market. It's manipulative liquidity. It's the market engineering liquidity to come back to it at a later point, grab it, and then make a move. Here's what happens. We take entry here on the inverse. Okay. We run the stop right below the inverse, tight 30-point stop, and we target the relative equal highs right here. Right? We know that if this market is going to go lower, it needs to take this first. And we're out of there. We're out. Trade's done. Now watch what happens. We're out. Trade's done. 100 points, 112 points, whatever you took, 90, 100, whatever. Watch this. Watch. What does the market need to do if it wants to make a move lower? Manipulate highs. Boom. Now it can go lower. Okay. So Fonzie's not wrong in looking for the short idea here, except you need to wait for the manipulation of these engineered highs in order for the market to want to go lower. Now it has enough. Now it has enough. Okay. And you could take a short here. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. Just wait for liquidity to get swept. I'm bringing up the indicator to see what kind of trade setups we had this day, but really nothing. So yeah, engineered liquidity, man. Relative equal highs. They're very, 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 very juicy to draw into. I wanted to show you guys some crazy stuff on the indicator. We'll switch gears real quick. A lot of you guys maybe don't know this, but we developed an indicator over the last 6 months. We released it recently in the last 2 weeks. It's the inverted for value gap indicator. It's a 10-in-1 indicator, really. It does everything that you could possibly want it to do. But what we've noticed here is that it's an absolute demon on crypto. Look at this for a second. Look at this. On the daily time frame, A+, A++, A++ right here. It literally called the top. Insane. And then look at the win rates over here on the daily. It's running a 61%, 62%, and 50% win rate on the daily time frame. But a lot of people have discovered that on the, I believe it's the 5-minute on crypto, this indicator is actually pretty busted. Let me see what the stats were. Let me see here. I think it's the 3 or 2 minute people are running on crypto that are absolutely printing right now. Yeah, if you guys do want access to the indicator is live to the general public. We've got links on the Discord, links on my Instagram, links are in all over the place. But what the indicator basically does is, as you can see on this trade model right here, okay, it's going to tell you why it's taking the trade, and it's going to have a checklist of items here, y'all. So your bias is going to be both in this situation. It's looking for longs and shorts. It has a liquidity sweep. There's no higher time frame gap delivery out of it on this trade. There's a V-shaped recovery. There's an inversion. And there's a clear opposite draw on liquidity. And there's no SMT divergence. So in this trade on the 3-minute time frame, you get a liquidity sweep, a V-shaped recovery. You would take entry. Honestly, for me, I'd probably be looking at an entry right here instead of taking it way up here, because the indicator prints the signal on the closure. So unfortunately, this trade ran very aggressively. But I'd be looking for the flip here and probably a little bit of a front run. And then take, this is why I'm saying using this in Confluence for your own trading is busted. And then this thing prints an absolute beauty 3-minute inverted for value gap. There was another, where was the other 3-minute print the other day, man, that we were just like, yo, this thing's busted. Oh, it was right. Hold on, where the heck was it? It was on Friday, man. Friday it went 3-0, I believe. Are you purposely not showing the screen? No, I'm showing the screen. Oh, it's right here. I'm showing the screen over on YouTube, brother. Oh, look at this trade setup, dude. We were talking about this in the Discord the other day. What an absolute nuke. Higher time frame FVG tap, multi-liquidity sweep, IFVG, and a swing low. So here's the sauce here, right? So here's a swing low that gets swept. Okay. Here's a higher time frame FVG delivery. Okay. Right here. Okay. Now, if we hop back down onto the 3-minute time frame, put that all together, we could see that the print happens right here. And if we bring it back, I'll just show you guys exactly what it looks like. I'll show you what the print looks like real quick. So you can see the 50-minute gap was here. Okay. And then there's an entry that's signaled right here. You could take entry like this. You can run the stop below the swing low. And then you have targets that the indicator will print, break even, TP, TP1, TP2. So as you can see here, you get the print in real time. And then you're in there like swimwear, taking your trade setup. Boom, full delivery. This thing's insane. It really is insane. Do we have any questions about... Hey, I thank you so much, Ola. I appreciate it. Thank you. Do you have any questions about the trade reviews, the indicator, any of the stuff, guys? I want to make sure I'm answering as many questions as I can today. You could buy the indicator on our website, bro. It's hold on. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in. Give me one sec. I don't know if I can. No, the indicator is not included in the premium, guys. You guys crazy? All right, let me pin that message. PJ, what's up, man? It's Powell Printer. What's up, buddy? How are you? Do I ever scale into my trades? I do scale into my trades, of course, yeah. If I have a trade that looks very, very juicy, I may start like a starter position and then scale in once something confirms, like a change in the state of delivery, you know, or like maybe a pullback or something. But I don't overly scale in positions. I usually like to keep my position sizing, you know, pretty straightforward, not straightforward, pretty consistent throughout. But yeah, I definitely scale. Do your students have to pay for indicator? Of course, Layla. Of course they have to pay for indicator, man. We didn't develop an indicator for 6 months for free. It's a very, very good indicator. It's going to make you a lot of money. This trade right here will literally pay for the indicator for like 5 years. All right, we bring this back, right? And we run this, right? We back test this, right? And if I'm taking this trade right here, right? And I'm taking I want to take a buy position here. All right, let's take a buy position right here. Stop loss below the swing. And then TP's at, you know, TP1. Just to put this into perspective for you people, if you're trading this on one mini, this is a $4,000 trade. Okay, so $99 is really not a lot of money. It might be for some of you guys, but listen, don't spend money on an indicator if $100 is a lot of money. You know, don't do that. You should learn how to trade first. As you can see, the A+ call out up into here went full TP as well. We'll bring this back on the replay bar so you can see this. This is an A setup off the swing high. No, the trade does not what do you mean reprint? It prints in real time. There's no reprinting. So this trade prints in real time here. You're gonna go ahead and take a sell here. TP down into here. Stop loss above the swing. And you would just do it just like that. And that's exactly how you would take the trade. And that's a $1,600 trade, I believe. You got actual data? Yeah, brother. We run data right here, man. The data will go back as many trades as you pay for a subscription for TradingView, basically. So if you have like premium, essential, it'll go back as many candles as you're paying for, basically, to give you the data. It's all right here, brother. Oh, no. This thing prints in real time, Bowser. We wouldn't make a reprint indicator. It wouldn't be the #1 selling indicator on TradingView if that was the case. Nobody would want it, right? This trade right here, I believe, is a break-even trade. Let's see here. This is definitely a winning trade right here. Yeah, it's a TP1 trade. This is a loser. This is a loser. End up being right. This is a winning trade. This is a BE. This is a winning trade. This is a break-even trade. This looks like a big winner. Yeah, it's a TP2. Wow. A lot of good trades this thing takes, man. If you can filter out what's good and what's bad, you're gonna make a lot of money with the indicator. You can set alarms to notify you when a trade is activated. Yes, you can, man. We've got all that stuff built in. You just go down into here, right? What alerts do you want? Long signal, short signal, blah, 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 blah. You would then come here, set an alert. Okay, you would add alert on NQ. You would go right here and you would select the IFEG model indicator right here, right? Any alert function call, and then it would literally give you notifications via app, email, however you want it. And you can set multiple notifications, multiple time frames, so you're getting notified whenever there's a trade idea. The 30-second is really good. Yeah, the 30-second is really good. I really do recommend people spend money on the premium TradingView subscription, because if you have this thing, the 30-second is a money printer. Look how many trade setups there are. Winner. Stop loss. Stop loss. Winner. I get 100 notifications a day. That's crazy. Do I have a tutorial for it? Yeah, it's in the Discord, guys. If you're not in the free Discord, join the free Discord, man. Join the free Discord. We do the free Discord is amazing. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff in there, and the videos and stuff for the indicator are all in there. So join the free Discord if you have not done so already. Any tips on how to better perform on real account? When I trade and replay, I have oh man, yeah, this is a good question. Whoever asked me that, Domen Zagar. Listen, man, here's the truth of the matter. You can only backtest so much, right? Backtesting, I think it's good if you're learning a strategy, but you can't become a professional backtester. You're not going to get anywhere, right? You got to get into forward testing, because forward testing is going to bring in a whole new element of trading. It's called psychology. Okay. You could be a fantastic backtester, but great, you're good at that because there's no money on the line. Okay. So in order to become a really good trader, dude, you got to go at the market, man. The market's going to teach you some stuff. It's going to beat you up. It's going to be brutal for a while. Forward testing is going to really, really test who you are. It's going to test your patience, your mental, and all that stuff in between. Backtesting, in my opinion, is a waste of time at a certain point. You really need to get into real market action and learn the market in real time in order to become a successful day trader. That's how I learned, dude. I did basically 4 years of just getting my ass kicked in the market. I wasn't even backtesting. I'm like, I'm not backtesting. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I was stubborn, dude. Very stubborn. But honestly, I wouldn't change it because I learned a lot about the market, man. I traded the London Open for like 3 years. That's 3 in the morning to like 10, 11 in the morning, East Coast time. Slept during the day. I learned that London market. Then I was trading Asia market, and I was trading New York market. Like, I have done every single cycle of the market in my 10-year journey. But with the stuff on the internet today and the Discords and the education and the YouTube, it doesn't have to take you guys 4 years to become a good trader, dude. You could do it in a year. You could do it in 2 years. It depends on your willingness to learn and your willingness to, sacrifice, basically. That's the light at the end of the tunnel for some of you guys that are getting into this maybe later in life. Like you don't need to be, you could be 50 years old. You could be 6 years old and learn how to trade. I mean, we've got people in our Discord that are parents, that are grandmas, grandpas, that have learned how to trade at a later age. So don't beat yourself up if you're not getting this immediately. It's going to take time. But put the work in, put the effort in, forward test, back test, journal, get a good mentor, study, and get chart hours in, dude. You need to be on the charts like every day in the beginning, because you really need to learn how this stuff works, how this stuff moves. It's going to be the best for your education, bro. Nothing will be better than getting some forward testing in. Trading, in my opinion, is in my opinion, it's higher than 80% psychology. I think it's 90% psychology, 10% chart work. That's my true opinion on it. I could sit here and teach you a model that makes money, and you still wouldn't be able to be a profitable trader because you can't control your mind. And that's the hardest part for most humans. You are changing something that you have been born with, that your parents actually gave you. Like you have characteristics that your parents have, and maybe they're really not patient people. Maybe they have no discipline. Maybe you developed that because you learned that in that environment. Now we're talking about reversing those chains and getting rid of that. But the problem is most people don't want to admit they're the problem. I've had people in my Discord yell at me because they don't want to admit that they are the reason they suck at trading. I'm like, dude, you suck at trading because you're trading 10 times a day. You're chasing price, you're FOMOing price, you're tilt trading, you're revenge trading, and then you don't want to listen to me when I call you out for it? Most people just don't want that. They don't want to admit that they're the problem. Because if they admit they're the problem, right, it's a big kick to their ego, dude. And most people have mass amount of ego. They just don't want to admit it. That's why I think trading, in my opinion, is 90% psychology, 10% chart work. If you could change that entire complexion in your mind, right, and become a robot in the process of trading, get rid of the emotional detachment of anything to the charts, and execute your trading models based strictly on the checklists that we have here, you will make money. You will make money. But if you bring emotions into the game, you're cooked. You are cooked. Take it from someone that has done everything. Like, I've done the emotional side of trading, and it doesn't work with the mechanical side. You can't bring those two together. It will not work. When you guys join my Discord and you see how I trade, I don't give a crap if I lose. I don't lose that often, but when I lose, I'm like, all right, well, I'm fine with it. This trade right here was a losing trade on Friday. It was the first losing trade, losing day I've had since the beginning of October. Since the beginning of October, that's the first losing day I've had. Still had a green week, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad trader, man. We took a trade, we executed the trade, it lost. It didn't affect my day. It didn't affect my mental. I'm coming back on Tuesday and we'll slam a better trade. That's it. Oh man, sorry for the tangent, bro. Ryan Trades, no questions, just a thank you, coach. You have changed my life. Guys, if you're not on the premium, get it. Thank you so much, man, for being a member. I appreciate you, buddy. For each trade, do you risk the same each trade, or based on confluences per setup, you'll risk more? It really depends, dude. Sometimes I'll go into a trade half risk because I'm waiting for an extra confirmation before I get into a full position. Sometimes it's a full position off the rip. It really depends on the trade ranking. Is it A minus, A plus, A plus plus? Like, it depends. Every trade's a little bit different. How far into debt do you go on your peak before being profitable? How far on your debt, dude? That really depends, man, on you. I went into a lot of debt. I went into too much debt. I don't recommend anybody going into that much debt, but I went into a lot of debt. Opening up credit cards that I shouldn't have, and wasting money on just putting money into a live account when I really didn't have a solid strategy. I don't recommend anybody do that. I recommend people learn how to trade prop firms, dude. This is why I'm a big advocate for prop firms, bro. You can go get one of these accounts right here, $119 all in, and get a payout of 10 grand off $119. Right? I wouldn't put real funds into the market until you're able to take money out of a prop firm. How much did I lose on Friday? How much did I risk? That's irrelevant to your trading business, dude. Why is my amount of sizing and my loss relevant to your success in trading? You guys have to start thinking so much differently, bro. So much differently. Like, questions like that are going to get you nowhere. How about you ask me a technical question on the chart or something? Like, how about you ask me something that's going to actually progress your trading? Hey, thank you so much for the... Yo, Chris James is going crazy in the chat, bro. Chris James is one of my premium members. This guy's a beast. He's dropping galaxies galore over on TikTok right now, bro. Hey, excellent. Thank you so much, man. I love it. Yo, Chris James, yo, thank you for the galaxies. Damn. See, the traders, listen. I catch heat. I catch heat often in this space when I tell people, I call people out. Like I'm going to call you out. Right? Here it is right here. I was an athlete at the highest level my entire career. I played AAU basketball, high school basketball, state champion multiple time player of the year, multiple times college. You know, I played in college as well. Won multiple state championship, multiple AAU state champions. I literally operate at a high level in sports, right? The way I got good at that is when coaches called me out. They said, hey, Paul, you're doing this wrong. Or he yelled at me and dug into me for me to be a better player, right? I do the same thing with my students, bro, because nobody else is going to do it, right? Nobody else is going to do it. Nobody's going to yell at you when you're being an idiot. Nobody's going to yell at you when you know you're over trading. Nobody's going to yell at you when you're tilt trading or you're buying too many evals, you're investing too much money in something. No one's going to yell at you, bro. Okay? You are your own boss in this business. And that's hard, bro. If you have no self-control, no discipline, you're not motivated, you don't have anybody to keep you accountable, it's a very hard business. So if I yell at you, bro, and I'm calling you out for something, it's out of love to get you to be better at trading, okay? Because a lot of you guys don't want to hear it, but unfortunately, you got to hear it. Like, you have to take that tough love and improve upon it. I'm not trying to dice you and call you out. Maybe some of you once in a while if you're fading me, but I do it to make you a better trader. And that level of accountability is what you need to instill in your trading, bro. Okay? You need to instill that in your trading. What I'm trying to tell you is, hey, you need to have that accountability. You need to have that maturity and that discipline in your trading. Because if you don't have it, you're not going to last long, bro. That's the truth. You're not going to last long in this industry. I got to be tough, but I'm also fair at the same time. So talk to me, guys. What are you guys struggling with the most? Let's see how we can break it down and fix it here on this session. I've got a little bit of time left. Tell me in the comments, what are you struggling with? What's something that you struggle with trading? Thank you, Joel. I appreciate that, buddy. What are you guys struggling with? Rushing trades, full porting too much, accepting losses, tilting, confidence, psychology, bad RR, greed, patience, self-trust. You see this, guys? You see what I'm saying? You see what a lot of these issues are? Notice how a lot of these issues are right here. It's not actually a technical question. It's more of, I can't control my mind. Forcing a trade, tilting a trade, revenge trading, FOMO trading, You know what I mean? It's all stuff that we can fix, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? You have to start with your day-to-day operation, man. You got to start with you as a human being. If you have a desk environment that looks like crap, right? And you got stuff everywhere, and you got soda cans and trash, and it's just a messy environment. How do you think you're going to trade? How do you think you're going to trade? You're going to trade like your environment. It starts with your environment, guys. Really, it sounds ridiculous, but it does. You should be cleaning up your room. You should be making your bed, cleaning your desk, vacuuming your apartment, cleaning your car, right? Becoming disciplined in all this little stuff, right? It might sound ridiculous, but you need to get this stuff in order. Get your car washed, every 2 weeks, right? Get your clothes pressed and firmed. Look like a professional. Carry yourself a certain way. This is all going to come and play a major part in your trading business. I'm not just saying this to bullshit you guys. This is literally going to change you from being unprofitable, broke-minded trader to profitable, rich, professional trader. You got to do this stuff. You got to then implement all this stuff in your business. Discipline with your fitness, discipline with your food, discipline with the people you hang out with, discipline in whatever religion you're into, right? Follow a very strict path in your personal life, and it will come into your professional life as a trader. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. It starts there first. If I bet you, if I audited, everybody in these streams, if I audited your life, I took a look at your life, I could tell you where your mistakes already started. I could tell you where your mistakes are, right? So change your day-to-day habits and change all that first, and you will start to become a better trader. I did not believe that crap, bro. I did not believe that crap. I didn't believe it. I did not believe it. I was waking up late, going to sleep late, drinking, smoking, hanging out with the wrong crowd, going out to clubs, just, blowing money on, bottle service when I didn't even have money. I have money now. I could blow money on bottle service, but, doing stuff, trying to impress other people. And in the inside, I was failing, dude. I was failing. It wasn't until I started making those little changes in my life that I just told you guys about where I started seeing a shift in my life. I started seeing a shift upwards. Like, I started noticing that the energy that I'm putting in to being a professional is actually helping me out in my business, right? So some of you guys need to start right there. There's nothing I can show you on this chart that's going to change your life. You got to change your life first, bro. You got to change yourself. You got to change your life first. How old am I? I'm 36 years old, man. I'm 36 years old. You have the checklist for the trades you take. Also is using the checklist from the indicator. All right. The indicator checklist is literally how we trade, guys. This is it. The indicator checklist is literally how we trade. Right here. Okay? Right here. For example, let's just look at this trade right here. Chris James, man. Chris James with the Galaxy over on TikTok. Thank you so much, Chris James. Chris James, man, one of the best students in the Discord, man. This guy's a killer. Okay, for example, chat, this was a trade that happened on Friday. It's an A setup. It's delivering out of a BPR gap. Now, listen, if you hover over the A, it's going to tell you why it's an A setup, right? For example, this is a swing low liquidity sweep and an IFVG trade setup. If you're on TikTok right now, you're wondering what I'm talking about, go over to YouTube. I'm showing the chart, the indicator that we developed, and we're going over some stuff because people asked me. So here it is right here. As you can see in the top, we have the checklist, right? So you have a liquidity sweep. There's no higher time frame FVG delivery here. There's a V-shaped recovery, inversion for value gap, a clear opposite DOL, and there is no SMT divergence. Okay. Actually, I believe there's a higher time frame gap. I think I have these shut off real quick. Let me put them back on. I think there might be a higher time frame gap delivery here. Yeah, there is. You see it? See how that checklist is now basically almost, it turns into an A+. Just so you guys know, if you have the indicator, notate this. In order to get in order for this the checklist to work accurately, you have to have the higher time frame gap selected. You don't have to plot them though. You could turn them off if you want. But now this is printing an A+ setup here because the higher time frame gap delivery. So you would take a trade here, you would run the stop below the swing low, and then these are your TPs right here on the chart. Break even, TP1, TP2. Boom. This trade ends up being a winner chicken dinner. And this was an indicator print. TPT trailing drawdown is messing with my mental health. Listen, bro, on trailing drawdown, you want to attack it with base hit trading. You really need to attack trailing drawdown with base hit trading. What that means is if you make $200-300, take the money, get out. Okay? Take the money, get out. Okay? Anything that has intraday trailing drawdown, you cannot trade normally. You have to get above the buffer first before you can then take a trade that's normal. You don't care if it pulls back against you. But with trailing, you need to take your base hits, dude. Take your $300-400 trades and take it. Wait for another trade. Get above that 2K buffer. And then, dude, you're golden. On TPT, daily payouts, you can't beat it, bro. It's one of the best firms in the business. It's one of the best in the business. Do I full port or hold on eval? On eval, bro, I am aggro, man. I am aggro on eval, bro. It's either I pass or I fail evals, dude. It's fast. You know, 2-3 mini scale-ins, get done with the evals fast. I do not want to sit on an eval. You know, where I'm at in my trading business, bro, it's just a little bit of a ticket, you know? It's like a speed bump. I go through evals quickly. How often do you trade outside the streams? It depends. I don't suggest you trade Forex, whoever asked me that question. I would switch to futures immediately. Better spreads. Well, sorry, no spreads, low fees. Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is the, you know, what you want is regulation, and futures is the place to be, man. Especially with the prop firm game right now. I would run from Forex and get into futures. How about gold? This indicator is an absolute demon on gold, chat. I forgot to mention that. This indicator is an absolute demon on gold, from what I've been told. I haven't really used it for gold, but members are saying like, yo, this thing on gold is crazy. Let's take a look. I think the 3-minute time frame's busted or something. Let me see. What time frame on gold is busted? I think it's the 5-minute. Let's see. Oh, 3-minute on gold, especially longs. I mean, bro, the 5-minute's pretty good. Look at the 5-minute. 51%, 61, 57. On an indicator, bro. Look at this. A++ shorts here. Winner, chicken dinner. This is a break-even trade. This is a massive winner. Massive winner. Hold on. Let me see. Somebody said 3-minute gold longs. Let me see that. See, this is where you can get really technical and try to like find, like, look, if I'm only taking trades between 9:30 and 1 or noon, you could do that option as well. Only using first presented FVGs. Like, this will all change the win rates. Yeah, gold only on longs is looking really good. Almost 60% throughout the board here on gold longs. Look at that. Yeah, it's really good. Winner, break even, another break even. A lot of break evens here. Stop loss, break even. Winner, chicken dinner, 2P, TP2. Stop loss, SL, winner. Let me look at shorts real quick. Look at some bearish short. Let me look at bearish. Let me look at the bears real quick on the 3-minute. Oh, 30-second gold. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me look at 30-second. I think that might be the time frame I'm thinking about. Hold on. Hold on. Is this the setting? What do you get with the premium, dude? You get everything you can ever imagine in the premium. Everything you can ever imagine. Course, premium education, live streams, option trading, PM streams with KWT and Gainsey, bookmap specialists, classes every week. It's the best value Discord in the world, dude. It's the reason it's the #1 Discord in the world. I'm not exaggerating that. It really is. Winner, break even, stop loss, winner, TP1, break even. How's that a break even? Gold's been raging this week. Yeah, I'm not real. This is an insane top tick though on gold, bro. This is an insane top tick on gold. Look at this. Chat, if you saw this trade for your own and then you got confirmation from the indicator, bro, wouldn't this be a fantastic addition to your arsenal? That's all I'm saying. There's a reason why I built it. Does bro show live trades on the premium? Obviously, I'm there to learn 100%. I'm just curious. Of course, dude. Of course, bro. Wow, what a trade this is, dude. What a freaking trade this was. Let me see, bro. I'm going to run 1 unit short here. Stop right here. So I'm risking down into here. Yeah, that's clean, bro. It's really clean. How is that valid if the downward candle tapped into the BISI? I don't understand the question. It's an inverted for value gap trade. If the pre-market has an A plus setup, do you still avoid it on market open? I don't even look at the market before the market opens. I don't look at it. I literally show up. I literally show up 5 minutes before the bell. Oh, you know what? It's GC that's running a higher win rate, I think. GC is running in the 60s. Yeah, because GC has different closes than it does on XAU. That's why. Micro GC and GC is where you want to run this thing. Do you get the indicator in the Discord? You don't. No, the premium is completely separate from the indicator, brother. What do you recommend if I have less than 400 left in DD? Run micros, bro. You got to get out of DD. You need micros. You should probably only be running 1 or 2 micros right now. Yeah, you can rewatch today's live stream, guys. Today's live stream will be rewatchable on YouTube, the full video. Hey, PJ, how many pairs is ideal to trade for a beginner? You should not be trading pairs, bro. Hop out of Forex and get into futures. Learn how to trade NQ and ES. Running micro is risking how much? If you have $400 worth of drawdown left, brother, how much do you think you should be risking for a micro? I want you to answer the question. Start streaming R6 again, bro. That game's dead, bro. And everybody play that game? $50 to $100. Dude, I would be risking maybe $50 max on 400. That tennis game, yeah, I still play tennis. The tennis game. What do you think about FTMO for using ES and NAS? I would just literally learn how to trade futures, bro. If you're already trading FTMO, it's not that big of a difference. It's very similar. Instead of trading lot sizes, you're trading contracts. Instead of pips, you're trading points. Like, really not that big of a deal. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Indicator is still on sale for $99 a month. Yeah. Still on sale. How do you go about finding TPs? I'm always looking at where the draw on liquidity is, man. That's going to be your TPs. Draw on liquidity, brother. Draw on liquidity. So, for example, let's see. I guess I'll use one of my examples that I took right here. Okay, so this is what something like a new trader is, you really have to understand. Where does liquidity rest in the market? Liquidity rests inside of a lot of these wicks here. You see all this stuff right here? See all that? All these little wicks? These are buyers and sellers jostling for position in this zone here. So they're fighting each other here. So liquidity is being built here because orders are being put into the market in this area. Okay. So when I'm taking a short trade in this example, okay, I am looking to draw into said liquidity pools right here. Okay. So for in this example, I'm taking a short and I'm drawing into this liquidity pool right here. Okay. At the same time, I'm also drawing into these relative equal lows, which is a good sign that there's liquidity there. Whenever you see relative equal lows, which means they're relatively equal to each other, okay, that means that there is going to be juicy resting liquidity here. So as a day trader, you need to identify that in your trade and then take those trades into those pools. See how the market then sweeps up these orders and then watch how it reverses. Never mind, it doesn't reverse here. Wrong trade. I was thinking of something completely different. Well, it balances here is what I'm saying. It grabs those orders, quickly bounces, and then there's a continuation for lower. Okay. Now, if we're looking at lower liquidity pools, if you're just looking at this example, it should start to become pretty obvious as where the next liquidity pools rest. Where would they be? See this right here? See how there's like 3 triple relative equal lows there? That would be the next resting liquidity pool for me. Now, if you have the indicator, it'll mark out these spots with the red. You see the red marks? That is going to mark out that there's a liquidity pool resting down here, a swing low, and there's another one resting down into here. So that we can look for trades into these opportunity pools. So then the market draws towards all those pools and takes all liquidity. Yeah, it's something that your eyes need to adjust to over time. And once you see it, you really can't unsee it, basically. LR. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Let's go, Mood. We'll see you in January, brother. Guys, thank you so much for the 8,000 likes on the TikTok, man. I appreciate you. Let me answer some questions. Why would you enter a trade with 10 micros? 10 micros is equal to 1 mini. You would enter the market with 10 micros so you can scale positions off. So if you have 10 micros running and you want to take a 5 of those and close half of those, you're able to do that with those micros and then still have 5 runners. So if you're in a position with 10 micros, okay, and let's say that you set a, let's say for example that you're entering into a trade here and you're selling the market for, let's say 10 micros, okay, and I'm TPing down into here. But before that TP zone, I want to close 5 micros here. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 5. Okay, I'm going to right click and now I'm going to do a buy 5s limit right here. Okay, so out of that 10 micros I'm running, 5 are going to close here, go into my account, and the other 5 are going to run here. I would then have to change this to 5. Okay, because I already closed 5, it wouldn't be 10. I can't do it in the replay bar. It's a little bit ass, but that's why you would run micros, bro. You'd close 5 here and then close the other 5 here. So you're scaling in and out of your position. Well, out of your position in this example. PJ, how do I pass my eval if the 40% consistency rule is in the way? Abide by the rule, dude. 40% of your profit, if your profit target's $3,000, you can't make more than 40% of that $3,000 in one given day. If you do exceed that, you're going to have to make more money now. So it's really not that complicated. If you have a 50% consistency rule on $3,000, you need to make $1,500. That's the max you can make in one day. And then the next day you can make $750, and the next day make $750 and you passed. Or you could do $1,500 in one day and $1,500 the next day and pass. So just follow the 40% rule. With so many TP levels, highs and lows, how do you decide which to TP? That's a question that is difficult. That is a difficult question for me to answer, my good soul and friend. That's something that that's a difficult one. Usually you want to draw into relative equal lows and be fully out there. Usually this is like the area I'd probably be full out here because there's a lot of liquidity resting here. Your mic is cracking time to time. Yeah, I got to get that fixed, dude. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm going to try unplugging and plugging back in after the stream. Why is my mic cracking? Testing 1, 2. Bro is trading on a Saturday. Yeah, you're definitely unprofitable, my man. You are definitely unprofitable if that's if you think that I'm trading on a Saturday. Huh. Huh. What do you think about this past week of December? I traded 2 days this past week. Thursday I took a big 85-point winner, and Friday we lost a 30-point loser, and then a little like 10-point half risk size trade. So it was a green week overall, but I don't know. December price action is not the best. A lot of the times in December, I'm pretty much all the time in December, I pretty much slow it down. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Show prop firm payouts and brokerage statements. I'm good, brother. Thanks. I don't need to show that to some guy named Ben Trades on TikTok. If you want, you can come join the Discord and look at how we're on a 28-week win streak and how we got there. All documented live in front of thousands of people. I use Tradeovate for my live account. Do I ever trade out of stream? I do sometimes, yeah. Click on the link tree in the bio, bro. My wife does not trade. My wife does not trade. PJ, what car do you drive? I currently have a 2024 718 Cayman S, and I have a 2022 Cayenne GTS. I'm in the process of getting another car, though, when I move. And I can't tell you which one yet. You're literally dropping gems and it goes in one year and out the other. Bro, those are just people that don't want to be better traders, really. They're just, they're not there. They're not mentally capable of being a solid trader. What prop firms do I use? I use all of them, dude. Every single one that I have in my Discord, I've used. The ones right now that I'm building up like big buffers on is Lucid. Lucid Trading is the one I'm like really hammering right now. A lot of my time has been put into my live account because I started a $5,000 small account challenge in October. I've been doing a lot of live stuff and then basically Lucid. And I also have pretty much every other firm besides Top Step funded with. I refuse to use Top Step anymore. Why did it take you 10 years to become profitable? Oh my God, John. If it took me 10 years to become profitable, I wouldn't be here right now, brother. I've been trading for 10 years. I didn't take me 10 to become profitable. That would be, that'd be pretty rough. It means I just started teaching, or that means. That means I literally just started. Like I'm here on my first profitable month. No, you're good, bro. I turned profitable in so I started trading in 2016. I turned profitable in just around COVID. About 4 years. How many accounts have you stacked? It should be a lot. Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty much every firm max besides Top Step. Let's see here. 5 Lucid, 3 my funded. Tradeify I don't really use, if I'm being honest with you. I had funding with them. I don't really use it too much. Take Profit max funding, Alpha max funding, Funded Next max funding. Yeah, that's basically my stack right now. Plus my live account. Plus my small live account, my main live account, my brokerage accounts, my investment accounts. I mean, I manage a lot of different accounts, honestly. Plus do this for you guys. So I actually don't even know how I do it. No, I don't ever copy trade my live with any of my fundeds. No, I don't copy trade like that. I do it completely different. I once tried doing copy trading with all the different firms attached, and I had a horrible issue with like slippage and just input lag and tons of problems. And I did not want to risk all my hard work being all in one copy trader. So I don't do that anymore. I'll like pick a firm that I want to trade for the week, and I'll trade it up to payout and then get it ready for buffer and then cycle it. Funded Next is not a scam, dude. I got paid for them $38,000 recently. You gotta love some of these guys, bro. I recommend Apex for people that are more advanced traders. If you're not an advanced trader, there's other options out there. Apex has intraday trailing drawdown, and if you're not used to trading that, you're gonna get diced. So as a new trader, I'd probably look at going like My Fund of Futures or Alpha. What's wrong with Top Step, bro? Top Step is a monopoly. You're not allowed to use NinjaTrader or Tradeovate. Thus, you can't really add them into a rotation of copy trading if you wanted to. They only allow you to use Top Step X, and that platform goes down once a week. So it just went down again this week. They recently made a change about no activation fee, but they low-key ruined their payout rules. They're not heading in the right direction, in my opinion. There's way better options out there. Top Step is great for beginners because beginners don't know how to calculate stop loss and TP, and Top Step implemented that tool on the charts. Okay? But if you can get over that, there's way better options. I don't recommend anybody trade Forex CFD firms. FTMO's CFD. Top Step risk settings is goated. Tradeaway has the same risk settings, brother. NinjaTrader now is the same thing as well. Why did it take you that long to be profitable? What was something that were holding you back? Because I didn't want to listen to anybody. I just literally was going strategy to strategy hopping, EMA hopping. I didn't really have a set strategy. I didn't learn. I didn't want to learn. I was stubborn. Are mentorships worth it? No. No, you should totally try to trade the market by yourself and never invest in your mentorship and education. Boy. It was harder 10 years ago to become profitable. Oh, dude, I mean, in 2016, bro, you guys think you had this? A live session breaking down charts, a Discord, live trading, education, classes? No. I was piecing stuff together from like Google, trying to figure out how to make trading work. You know? Now, dude, oh my God. Pay $100 and you're in a Discord watching me trade live. Like it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, I would have been profitable in 6 months if I had that. Yeah, exactly. Trading is lonely, man. That's the reason I started my Discord, actually. It's a lonely business and it's you versus you all the time. I wanted to just build a community of other good traders. We originally started with just a side group chat of like 3 people, 4 people that were really good traders. A couple Wall Street guys, myself, and one other just futures trader. And then I went on my own and said, hey, I want to start like a Discord community of other people. And then all of a sudden here we are, you know, 70 million views later in 1 year. It's like, how the heck did that happen? What did my family think about trading when you were unprofitable? Oh, they didn't like it at all, man. It was bad. It was really bad. They obviously didn't understand what I was doing. At that time, I was trading Forex, and I was like, my hours were all messed up. They thought I was crazy, and honestly, I'm not mad at them for that either, because it is crazy, man. When you do something that you really are passionate about, it's gonna look crazy to most people because you're stepping outside of the chains of what society wants you to do. I went to high school, I went to college, I got my degrees, but I never went to the traditional 9 to 5 route. I wanted to be different, right, than the 95% of people. And when you go that route, man, most people are going to doubt you. They're going to hate to see you win. And it's going to be a push-pull effect the entire time. So it takes a certain type of person to go down that path and be successful at it. And there's going to be a lot of doubt, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion, but you still got to see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. That goes for anything, man. That's not just trading. That's like any business you start. People are going to be like, dude, why are you doing that? You know, well, just go get a job. You know, go be normal. Go do the same thing everyone else does. That never was my mindset. I have been a serial entrepreneur my whole life. I never even had a single 9 to 5 once. I have done cash jobs on the side, worked for a family business, sales jobs, like anything that was going to make me my own boss so I didn't have to answer to anybody, I did it. So just super untraditional way of making money. And, when you have that passion of being an entrepreneur, you love to do it, right? It's exciting for you to build things. It's exciting for you to see things work. It's also sucks because most of it fails, right? I've done like 100 different businesses in my lifetime, and I've literally failed at like most of them. So that's just part of it, man. That's part of being an entrepreneur. I was not on ICT's paid mentorships. No. What differs from you, Dodgy, and PB trading? I'm not going to make a comparison between those two guys, man. I'm not in the business to do that. Hi, where can I watch your New York morning session live? On Discord, brother. Links in the bio on my YouTube. Is buying premium right now worth it if you're done on the 17th? Who said I'm done on the 17th? That's new information for me. No, I'm not live in Discord every single trading day. If I was live on Discord every single trading day, I would be an unprofitable trader. If you're trading every single day, you're likely not even looking at the economic calendar, correct? The economic calendar will tell you when you should be trading, when you shouldn't. Right now, I trade about 3 to 4 times a week in the Discord. And then I have my other 2 traders that handle the AM sometimes and most of the PM sessions. So you get like 2 sessions every day, basically. Is my other eye color black? No, it's brown, bro. What's your schedule like next week? Are you so busy with your house stuff? I'm from NC. Happy to have you. Next week, I have not looked at the schedule. It's looking like a oops. Next week's looking like a 3-day or 4-day trading week. It looks like. I'm so excited, man. My new uh my new office, man, is gonna be so sick, dude. You know, this background here is I don't have a background really. This is like we're getting all this stuff and we're moving to a whole new state, but I'm building an office and the office is gonna be so much better. Better background, just so much better. I can't wait. Do I have ADHD? No. What the, what kind of question is this? Why North Carolina? I visited um North Carolina one time and fell in love with it. We just absolutely loved being close to the beach. And yeah, cheaper taxes, cheaper real estate taxes, cheaper income tax. I think just a better way of life. You know, really, really nice houses for really good numbers. NC taxes suck. You haven't been to New Jersey, brother. Let me talk to you about a variable income tax in New Jersey, brother. Come have a conversation. Take a seat. You ain't know anything about that millionaire tax in New Jersey, do you? Yeah, no. Anyone going to UNCW? I do trade under an LLC. Yeah, I trade under LLC in businesses. My business is an S corp. Why not move to Puerto Rico? Who the heck wants to move to Puerto Rico, bro? I don't care how much money you're saving on taxes. Do I really want to be in Puerto Rico? I'm good. You were just in Wilmington? Nice, man. You got to hit me up. If you guys are in the area, I'll be down there full time. You can come check out you know, go to the beach, go to the boating, check out the PJ Trades fleet. Why not a Miami apartment, man? I'm probably going to get one, honestly. I'm probably going to get one. I think my goal is to have a property where I'm moving to in Wilmington and then have a property somewhere else where there's zero state income tax. I'll say I wouldn't want to raise a family in Miami. I'd much rather raise a family in Wilmington, North Carolina than Miami. It's just a better environment for families. But yeah, have have a property in one of the states that has no state income tax, and then have homestead in that state 6 months, 1 day, whatever the heck it is, and yeah. I am looking at golf club memberships, dude. I looked at some country clubs, and there's some nice ones, dude. Really nice ones. What made you decide on the Cayman S? I really like the 718 platform. I liked the modability of the Turbo 4, which is exactly what I did. I tuned it and I downpiped it, and now it's just like a very, very fast. It's fast, and it's a little car. I always wanted to get a Cayman, man. When I had my first Boxer, I wanted to get a Cayman, and now I have the Cayman, and now honestly, I want to get something else. I have a Cayenne GTS, dude. Honestly, that car is one of my favorite, if not, it is my favorite SUV I've ever driven. The Cayenne GTS is insane. It's the best sounding V8 I've ever driven. It gets really good gas mileage. It absolutely rips. The launch control is just amazing. I love that car. That car I probably won't get rid of for a long time. The Cayenne GTS is like, oof, beautiful car. No, I'm not getting a GT3 RS. I do not want that car. It's an uncomfortable vehicle for the road. It's a track demon, but for street, it's very uncomfortable car. I don't want bucket seats. I'm too big for buckets. I'm looking at some things. I don't want to tell you guys what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at some sick stuff. I have been to the Wilmington. As soon as I went to Wilmington, I went to the Porsche dealer to introduce myself. I had a great conversation with the one of the general managers there. And he told me all about Cars and Coffee, Wilmington. And I was like, dude, I'm coming to that Cars and Coffee with a sick car. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. It appears you trade many ICT models. If you had to pick one, what would it be your favorite? I really like the inverted Fairbaguette model combined with the continuation. Those are my two favorites. No, I'm not getting a GT3 RS. I already can tell you that. I'm definitely not getting a GT3 RS. I don't want it. The Fonzie model. Yeah, I'm buying the Fonzie model next. It's not, I'm not only looking at Porsches. I'm not. I'm looking at a convertible of some sort. I'm looking at a convertible of some sort for my next car, because I'm going to be in North Carolina and it's going to be perfect place to have a drop top. Buy a Bugatti. No. I don't love the Bugattis. I'm not a, like, I don't know. I know the convertible Porsche only makes sense, yeah. Trust me, I'm going back and forth on two cars right now, and I can't make my mind up. One of them is the Spider RS. The other one, I don't think you guys would be able to guess. Opinion on BMWs. I just don't like BMWs. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I never liked the design of them, really. When are you doing the giveaway, PJ? Oh crap, I completely forgot about that. Let's do the giveaway on I'll do it on Discord. We'll start a giveaway on Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, join the free Discord. We're gonna do 5 Lucid accounts on Discord. You gotta join the free Discord. Thank you for reminding me. Join the free Discord, guys. I'm gonna start a giveaway right now. 5 Lucid accounts going out. 5 Lucid accounts going out on the Discord. You gotta join the free Discord. If you're not in the free Discord, I feel sorry for you, but I'm gonna give out 5 Lucid accounts. All right. Let's go 5 winners. 5x Lucid Flex accounts. We're gonna do Lucid Flex accounts. I will announce the winner tonight at 5 o'clock. So 4 hours from now. Jump in the Discord chat. I'm starting it right now. Let's get it. Let's go. You just need to react to it with the confetti. You just need to react to it. You just need to react once with the confetti. You'll be in. Wow, 55 people already signed up. You guys are nuts. Joseph, what's up, man? How are you, buddy? How you doing? All right, guys, it's live over on Discord. Guys, you need to react to the confetti. React to the confetti. You don't need to react to the giveaways live announcement. React to the confetti. I'm going to draw this right here. This is my first time here and I'm so lost. Don't worry, brother. It gets easier over time. What exhaust do I have on a Cayman? I have a Soul Performance Sport Cat downpipe. It's really nice sound. Honestly, I think I'm going to take it out now for a spin because it got nicer out and I haven't driven it. I really want to drive it. It's so much fun to drive, dude. It sounds amazing. The house visit went good, man. I was in Wilmington from Monday to Wednesday. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited to get into my new house and furnish it and get my office set up. I got a garage finally, because right now I don't have a garage, dude. So I got a garage. Once I get down there, I'm gonna get a new whip. New whip. It's not manual, it's PDK. Spam in the free chat is insane. What spam do we have here? Guys, stop spamming in the free chat. Microwave King, stop. You're gonna get banned. Yeah, whenever the winners are announced in 4 hours, chat, it's gonna tell me who the winners are, and then you guys can DM me. Just hit me on my DMs. Bro, people are so dumb, I swear. I don't even mean to be mean, but like, there's people reacting with the confetti thing below the confetti. Like, they're reacting to the wrong confetti. Like, they're hitting the wrong button. I'm watching all the giveaway happen right now, and they're clicking on the wrong button. Like, look, there's 68 reactions to the wrong confetti. Oh, man. 81 people reacted the wrong way. I'm not even going to say anything. The giveaway is on the Discord, bro. The free Discord. Timmy told us. But PJ. All right, guys, it's 1 o'clock. Damn, I've been on here way too long. I've been out on it for 2 hours. I'm calling it, man. Have a great Saturday, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. I'll see you guys on the trading floor next week, man. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Peace. Peace and love. Peace and love.